Okay, so after I already washed my face in the shower with the first step of Obagi, I then go to number 2 and do the toner. I used to be scared to use a toner because my skin's really dry. Actually, I'm the normal dry, but this toner is really gentle, and plus the rep explained to me that it got my pH on the skin ideal for the next steps. So I then said, oh, okay, I'll try it, and it's actually turned out good. Especially in the winter, I next do some of the vitamin C serum because, again, I tend to have pretty dry skin, and this system has no real moisturizer in it, but the C is very protective. Okay, if I do it right, which today is what I'm trying to do, is then I next do the eye cream. This is I tried the one to pump first, but I like the cream better. It's easier to get out. I don't have the patience to fiddle with the thing. When the pump gets half empty, it tends to clog or it doesn't work well, so this is definitely the better choice. Then next I put on the Elastalash. Well, I normally put the Elastalash on, but I don't know what I did with it. See, this is Obagi for people with ADD. Then I either do 3 and 4 together, or I do 5 and the Retin-A together. Now, in the beginning, you're doing this in the morning and the Retin-A and the 5 at night. But after you've been on it a while, you can space it out. You don't have to do them both every day. You can do one morning, one the next morning. It's just important that with the Retin-A that you don't put it on if you're going to be out in the sun that day. So if you're going to work in the yard that day, you do it at night. You don't do it in the morning, or you just don't do it that day because it makes you much more photosensitive. But I'm going to do the Retin-A step today. So you take 5, which is blender, and this is all you need, that much on your finger. And then my first tube of this lasted over a year, so I just got a new tube. I'm on like my second large size starter kit. I did have a travel size in between, so I did one. I started in the beginning with the starter kit. It lasted me probably about 3 or 4 months, I think. But then you start spacing it out, so then it lasted much longer after that. So you blend them together. I do that to try to make sure I get it evenly on before I gently rub it in. And I always put some on my neck, and if there's anything left, I put it on the back of my hands to wipe off my fingers. I figure those areas might as well look younger too. And that's it for the skin system. Now the next, you have choices of sun protection, which I do sometimes. It's cloudy today, it's October, the sun is gone, but so a lot of times I don't always use something, but you can do 6, which is Sun Fader. There's also their product that is the one that's SPF 50 is the one that most people will like the best. This one is a lot of zinc oxide in it, so it definitely makes you look paler. I'm not saying it's bleaching, but I think it's somewhat opaque is what I'm trying to say. But what's interesting is my I kind of, since going to this, went to a darker foundation with Bare Minerals. I use, believe it or not, medium beige. Before that I used fairly medium. But I found that once I got all the dead skin off, the color of my skin was actually darker. Actually, when it evened out my pigment and my tone, it didn't. I wasn't as pale as I thought I was. That my paleness was more from a lot of dead skin on top. So when I eliminated all that dead skin, I actually was able to go to a darker base. But you know, like everyone else, we don't all fit into 10 shades, right? So it's like I'm darker than fairly light and medium light or whatever they were. And I'm not quite as dark as medium beige, but when you combine the medium beige with the mineral veil, then that really is about my skin tone. And so when I put this 6 on and it's a little lighter, when it combines with the medium beige, it turns out right. Does that make sense? Oh well.